Yo, what's good? It's O.D.D.I.T.Y. Welcome back to another episode of The Craft, where we talk all things hip hop from my experiences, my opinions, things that I failed at, ways that I've gotten better as an artist. This whole podcast is geared towards presenting my experiences in a way that can help you grow as an artist while also letting you know how I grew as an artist. So thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time to the episode, welcome. Hope you gain some knowledge, and let's get into it.
Some just do it for the cash, others do it for the passion. Is you working on your craft? Is you really about that action? Some just do it for the cash, others do it for the passion. Is you working on your craft? Is you really about that action? The Craft. Welcome.
To navigate social media as an artist, one of the most difficult things to do while navigating social media as an artist is reading the comments, reading the opinions, reading the things that people say about your art. Because as an artist, I can attest to this. We put so much time and heart and effort and passion into it that when people say things, sometimes it's hard for it to not feel like it's to not take it personal, not to feel like it's a reflection of who you are as an artist. Because what I've learned is the vast majority of people who, if your stuff is good, the vast majority of people who respond to it will like it. And so as an artist, it's hard even when it's less than 5% of responses are negative. It's hard to let those go. And sometimes that 5% can outweigh that 95% that fuck with your music and give you good feedback and are positive about it. And one thing that's important for you younger artists when you're coming up, especially when your music isn't where it's going to be, not to say that it's bad because I think everyone can improve, but when it's not where it needs to be, or even when it is, you have to let it go or let it fuel. Let it go or let it fuel. And what I mean by that is, if you put your music out there, you put your art out there, it's subject to whatever response comes with it. And so you can take two approaches. And number one is to let it go. Just don't even worry about it. Which is, it's hard to do. I get it. You want to read through every comment. You don't want to disable comments because then it kind of, the perception it gives off is that you have thin skin and you can't handle it. So it's hard to let it go when you read something, but that I think to have that mindset of like, this person doesn't know me. This person has no idea about who I am, and they just happen to listen to this one song. And whether what they're saying is true or not, they don't know me. I don't know anything about their life or what they're going through. They could be in a terrible part of their life, and it is reflected in, their responses to things in their life around them. And I just happen to be on the brunt end of it. So I can just let it go and just whatever, The let it fuel aspect of it is you read everything, you take it personal, but then you just go to work and put your head down and you're going to prove everybody wrong who ever said anything about you. And there is a part of that I think every artist has. I have it. But there's a fine line to that. If you let that consume you, then you kind of forget why you're doing it in the first place. You're making songs and you're writing in a way to try to prove people wrong that you're never going to prove wrong, because if most of these people will never admit it anyway. They're trolling your pages. They're saying things because maybe their life isn't where they want it. Maybe they're miserable. And so you focusing and putting your energy into trying to prove them wrong is just like a futile cycle. It's never going to work. You're never going to prove that person wrong. And if you do, you'll never know. They'll never admit it. So you just spent all this time focused on less than 5% of the people who view your content when there's 95% that enjoy it. So just let it go or let it fuel. Focus on that 95% who liked what you were doing, which is telling you you're doing a lot right. You're doing the majority of what you're doing is right. And just keep doing that and keep feeding the positivity, keep feeding what's working to the people who care And the people who don't care and who are negative, the music wasn't for them anyway. So like, yeah, of course, I'm not saying don't read the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're human. We want to read them. I read the comments. I had someone a week or so ago comment on something on a song, a music video I released, and they said it seems like someone didn't write their own lyrics. And all I could do is just laugh at it. I could just laugh at it because for someone to take the time to watch the video and then come to the determination that me, not this mainstream artist, not this artist making millions of dollars off of songs, it has a ghostwriter. Like, to me, that is hilarious. So what I took from it is that this person might be probably miserable in their life. So I have empathy because I don't want to feed the fire by responding, but also I took it as a compliment because you acknowledged in a way, this person acknowledged in a way that my writing and my rapping was so good that he thought someone else was writing it. So there can be validation even within the negative comments. If you read between the lines, a lot of those negative comments are compliments. It's just someone's in a miserable state and they don't know how to convey it in a way that is positive, so it comes out negative. And so for a lot of you younger aspiring rappers, when people say negative things, it's more so a reflection of them in their life than it is of you. You are putting yourself out there. You are being vulnerable, and you're growing. Every time you release something, you're growing. And once you have that mindset, you can kind of let it go. But I think a lot of times there's still a small percentage of us that, let it fuel. And I think if you can balance it of letting it go and letting it fuel, that is the best approach to getting around those trolls on the internet. So I hope that was helpful. Again, a lot of this comes through experience, and you're going to feel what you're going to feel. So feel it, but just move on and keep working, because these people that are commenting are not rappers. These people artists themselves are not going to comment on something that another artist is doing if they're serious. So most of these people are fans who have no idea the effort, the time, the skill it takes to do what you're doing. So don't let it discourage you. Push forward. And if this is your first time tuning in, the name's O.D.D.I.T.Y. Everything I'm speaking, you can check on my channel. I'm not just speaking, out of the side of my neck. I got the content and the music and the videos to back it. So you check it out. If you like what you heard on this episode, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you again next week.